The Art of Worldly Wisdom, Baltasar Gracian. Master your antipathies. We often allow ourselves to take dislikes, and that before we know anything of a person. At times this innate yet vulgar aversion attaches itself to eminent personalities. Good sense masters this feeling, for there is nothing more discreditable than to dislike those better than ourselves. As sympathy with great men ennobles us, so dislike to them degrades us. Avoid affairs of honor, one of the chiefest aims of prudence. In men of great ability the extremes are kept far asunder, so that there is a long distance between them, and they always keep in the middle of their caution, so they take time to break through it. It is easier to avoid such affairs than to come well out of them. They test our judgment. It is better to avoid them than to conquer in them. One affair of honor leads to another, and may lead to an affair of dishonor. There are men so constituted by nature or by nation that they easily enter upon such obligations. But for him that walks by the light of reason, such a matter requires long thinking over. There is more valor needed not to take up the affair than to conquer in it. When there is one fool ready for the occasion, one may excuse oneself from being the second. Be thorough. How much depends on the person. The interior must be at least as much as the exterior. There are natures all frontage like houses that for want of means have the portico of a palace leading to the rooms of a cottage. It is no use boring into such persons, although they bore you, for conversation flags after the first salutation. They prance to the first compliments like Sicilian barbs, but silence soon succeeds, for the flow of words soon ceases where there is no spring of thoughts. Others may be taken in by them because they themselves have but a view of the surface, but not the prudent, who look within them and find nothing there except material for scorn. Observation and judgment. A man with these rules things, not they him. He sounds at once the profoundest depth. He is a phrenologist by means of physiognomy. On seeing a person he understands him and judges of inmost nature. From a few observations he deciphers the most hidden recesses of his nature. Keen observation, subtle insight, judicious inference. With these he discovers, notices, grasps, and comprehends everything. Never lose self-respect or be too familiar with oneself. Let your own right feeling be the true standard of your vicissitude, and owe more to the strictness of your own self-judgment than to all external sanctions. Leave off anything unseemly more from regard for your own self-respect than from fear of external authority. Pay regard to that, and there is no need of Seneca's imaginary tutor. Know how to choose well. Most of life depends thereon. It needs good taste and correct judgment, for which neither intellect nor study suffices. To be choiced, you must choose, and for this two things are needed: to be able to choose it all, and then to choose the best. There are many men of fecund and subtle mind, of keen judgment, of much learning, and of great observation, who yet are at a loss when they come to choose. They always take the worse as if they have tried to go wrong. Thus this is one of the greatest gifts from above. Never be put off. 'Tis a great aim of prudence never to be embarrassed. It is a sign of a real man, of a noble heart, for magnanimity is not easily put out. The passions are the humors of the soul, and every excess in them weakens prudence. If they overflow through the mouth, the reputation will be in danger. Let a man, therefore, be so much and so great a master over himself, that neither in the most fortunate nor in the most adverse circumstance can anything cause his reputation injury by disturbing his own self-possession, but rather enhance it by showing his superiority. Diligent and intelligent. Diligence promptly executes what intelligence slowly exegetes. Hurry is the failing of fools. They know not the crucial point and set to work without preparation. On the other hand, the wise more often fail from procrastination. Foresight begets deliberation, and remiss action often nullifies prompt judgment. Celerity is the mother of good fortune. He has done much who leaves nothing over till tomorrow. Festina lente is a royal motto. Know how to show your teeth. Even hares can pull the mane of a dead lion. There is no joke about courage. Give way to the first, and you must yield to the second, and so on until the last, and to gain your point at last cost as much trouble as would have gained much more at first. Moral courage exceeds physical. It should be like a sword kept ready for use in the scabbard of caution. It is the shield of great place. Moral cowardice lowers one more than physical. Many have had eminent qualities, yet for want of a stout heart they passed inanimate lives and found a tomb in their own sloth. Wise nature has thoughtfully combined in the bee the sweetness of its honey with the sharpness of its sting. Wait. It's a sign of a noble heart dowered with patience, never to be in a hurry, never to be in a passion. First be master over yourself if you would be master over others. You must pass through the circumference of time before arriving at the center of opportunity. A wise reserve seasons the aims and matures the means. Time's crutch effects more than the iron club of Hercules. God himself chasteneth not with a rod, but with time. He spake a great word who said, Time and I against any two, Fortune herself rewards, waiting with the first prize.